Welcome to Rediscover the Verde Valley. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio with the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce. Having a very good conversation today with two of my favorite people. Got Patty Demers from the United Way, Yavapai County, and Big Brothers Big Sisters, Aaron Mabry is the Executive Director. And thank you both for being here. We've got a big in-person event that I'm very excited to talk about with you guys. So welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I'm going to go into a little bit because I like to get to know you a little bit more on the personal level and let our viewers. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Patty. They already know Aaron, I think, but
everyone loves her. New kid on the block.
Right. So how long have you been in the Verde Valley? And
actually, we've been here for a very long time, but working since August. So not quite a year.
You're right.
And it is amazing. I mean, the community and all of Yavapai County, and I have a sister live in Cornville, and family up here, and second home one day.
Yeah, excellent. So what made you decide to go get an executive director job in the middle of a pandemic?
Him.
Yeah, I guess way.
No, I was in Cave Creek, executive director for Visual Arts League. We were growing leaps and bounds. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then the outreach component, and this just opened up. Mm-hmm. They did a national search, and by the grace of God.
Yeah.
No, but the outreach and the impact we're doing in the community, to help, reduce homelessness and homelessness, and amazing agency, partnering agencies.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's that opportunity to serve and give back.
Right.
And it felt right in line with passion and mission of our family in general. So it is a blessing and an honor. And it was a total God thing.
Wonderful. Yeah. And United Way does a lot of amazing things in our community, and you were sharing with me some information about just how much United Way in this past year has really helped the nonprofits in our Verde Valley, right?
Yeah. Yes, actually we have 29, since 2017, 29 programs have been, we've supported 317,000.
Right.
And then last year alone, all of Yavapai County, we were just under $500,000.
Wow,
which
that's
included, I think, an emergency relief, COVID emergency grant, last minute grant there. So, come on, if you can be on board with a team like that has incredible partnerships and impact in the community.
Well, and you're an amazing leader to take this on too. And I know that you're expanding into the Cottonwood area, right? And really pushing that. So tell us a little bit, why are you coming to the Verde Valley?
Well, we are Yavapai County wide, and we do so much in the Verde, and having that presence, and so you're going to see a little satellite office in multiple communities.
Right.
So
that's wonderful.
Obviously,
I'm so glad that you guys are really living united and spreading that, right?
Yes.
So, thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. We love it here, and any opportunity to support. We need a greater presence because we're doing quite a bit.
I remember the first day you walked in my office. That was so amazing to meet you and just find out all of the wonderful things that United Way does. And so I'm so excited you're here and that we're able to work together.
Oh, that's exciting.
And my best buddy over there, Aaron, and Big Brothers Big Sisters. You guys are amazing as well, and throughout Yavapai County.
So we are also Yavapai wide. So this
Right.
partnership is just perfect.
Yeah.
Because going forward, we do resource out, and we want to make sure that we have the connections so that we can, fulfill all the needs of our families Yavapai wide.
Right.
So the resourcing and the connecting and everything is super important to us as well. So this is, I'm so excited about our event.
Right.
To get to do this
so
together.
Amazing, and it's a community event, so community-wide, right? Everybody from Verde Valley, we've got a wide selection of resources that are going to be there. It will be hosted at the Fairgrounds here in Cottonwood on June 19th, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But again, I just wanted to go over a little bit more about your programs of work and what you do. And you got some reports to give us on connections, or
absolutely. So, and thank you for that, because I'll tell you, this year has been, it has changed the lives of everybody, I think. And we were still plugging away, making matches, matching kids. Even we had to go to a virtual platform, which was overnight, which was amazing. But we
the
were
learning curve has been pretty.
Yeah, it's been, we've learned a lot, and
right.
we've done our changes that we needed to, and we're back in person. We're trying to get back on
Wonderful.
On school campuses, which of course is just kind of they've got to be careful too. So. Once we do that, I think that we're just going to launch into really understanding the needs of our kids and our families right now, because they've been kind of isolated.
Right.
And once they get kind of back out into the eyes of the resources that are available, I think that we're just going to see like this big, just this huge movement of that. So it's really
Very
important
nice.
that the agencies have been supported through COVID, especially because those that don't make it are going to leave gaps. So, it was really important that to our agency especially was to make sure that we kept connected with a lot of the resources that were struggling and partnering with them and supporting each other and doing all of those kinds of things, because that's the only way that our families can really be supported.
Yeah.
So that's what we did through COVID, and we have a plethora of kids that are in need of bigs. So we're still really out there looking for bigs. So
tell people where they can go if they're interested.
So go to azbigs.org.
Right.
Either side of the mountain.
Yeah.
Even if you only have a couple hours a day, or I'm sorry, a couple hours a month.
Yeah, it makes a difference in a kid's life, right?
It does. It's such a huge impact.
Right.
I could go on and on about the stories of the impacts, but it's just amazing to see the work that happens. Volunteers come from all over the place, and as Patty knows, and we're all community volunteer-based organizations, and it's so important that our volunteers can have the places that they need to go and be able to give the way that they want to.
Yeah.
So make
Patty,
a difference.
how did you get through all of this craziness? I know you pretty much are the only one running it right now, aren't you? Or you have been.
A skeleton crew.
Yeah, right. If it wasn't for volunteers, we couldn't do it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
A skeleton crew, and but it is so important to continue to provide support. And then we got a lot of calls. Separate from our normal grant cycle, which is an annual cycle, we got some calls saying, "Hey, we're having issues with these programs," and I was so excited. We stepped up $112,500 for those programs, and it's pretty, even in addition to that, we had $16,000 worth of hotspots partnering with Yavapai County Education and Tech Consortium, able to get them some hotspots into the libraries and stuff, and some of the schools. So individuals stepped up. And these strategic partnerships, they are critical because, you have boots on the ground, you are direct services, United Way, with support with the community, and we need these partnerships to benefit, just the way of life in all of our communities, rural or the Quad Cities. It doesn't matter, but those partnerships are critical. So that's why we need to continue to leverage our resources and support. So many important programs.
Really what I love about the nonprofit world, especially here in the Verde Valley, and I would say Yavapai County wide, and I'm sure it's like that everywhere, but I can only tell what I've experienced here. But we always seem to lend that hand, you know what I mean? It just kind of like all fell together when you first told me about wanting to do this, and you said you had your event going on, and boom, we were able to pull it all together like that. I just love when that comes together. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this big event that we're doing in the next segment, and we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll share some more. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christian.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Welcome back to Rediscover the Verde Valley. Again, I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio with the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce, and with me is Aaron Mabry from Big Brothers Big Sisters and Patty Deemers with United Way, both in Yavapai County. Cottonwood Chambers in Yavapai County. So, let's talk a little bit more about the partnerships. We kind of touched on that in this last segment. And Aaron, what do you think?
Well, I think that this is amazing. I have had several conversations with other organizations, and we were all kind of going, when do we start doing events?
Yeah.
When do we get back out into the sunlight? And and it was a lot of conversations, and people, a lot of organizations were going, oh, I don't know, do we mask, do we sanitize, do we do it, do we not, do we, how is it going to be perceived?
Yeah.
And then I met you actually the first time. It was your event, and it was in the heat of COVID, and it was structured, and it was like, okay, we can do this. You guys did a great job. Having it out at the casino, and it was a welcoming for you, and kind of a recap of all the great things that United Way was doing, and it was like, okay, we can do this, very with safety in mind and all.
Absolutely,
of those
we're all very conscious and aware of CDC guidelines,
and them too,
right, and them too,
but
for sure.
And talking with Chamber, and of course my passion with the Cottonwood Chamber, and saying, hey, I think that we sat down and we started looking at a calendar together, is how we started that.
Right.
And we were like, how could we make this work together? And I think that, Patty, you had the idea for the drive-through donation drive. And United Way kind of bringing that together. And then, Christian, you were like, well, we need to do a resource fair.
Right.
And it was like, well, hey.
Just getting out and servicing our community again is a big deal, right?
Yes.
And I'm a huggy kind of guy, right? Touchy feely, and I like to be around my friends, and we are still respecting the distance and all that. So, we really had to weigh the positives versus, and I think we made the right choice. I think our community is in need here of some support, and I'm glad these two organizations are going to be the ones stepping up to help it out.
And all of our resources.
Right.
I think we did a great job as a team, especially Chamber and United Way, really getting in contact with all those resources that are available, and seeing what they needed. And I think a lot of them, from what I understand, needed to get back out in the community.
Exactly. Yeah.
So great job, Chamber, for getting all of that
thanks,
together.
And thanks to you guys for pushing it and bringing the idea. That's how it's got to work. Is we got to have this open communication, and we really do need to look at our partners and say, how can we help each other? I've been reading a lot, even in the chamber world. Chamber's been struggling, but nonprofits in general, right? And a lot of chambers are beginning to look at potentially merging in some cases, and I know that the city of Cottonwood is working on they want to get all the nonprofits in the Verde Valley together, and this has been kind of an ongoing process. We've struggled with it a little bit, but I think Ryan at the Cottonwood Library has got a pretty good handle on it, and he's going to keep an eye out for an invitation to come to an event where we can begin to look at that whole partnership thing. Are there redundancies? Can we help you do this job when we do this job, and really get together and work together? That's the beauty of the Verde Valley, is that we always seem to be able to pull it together, right? Yeah.
Well, it's a collection of resources and opportunities.
Right.
So there's strengths, there's weaknesses. I may have some special event whether it's a mic or a PA system that, we
Yeah.
can share, volunteers, and working collectively, working together, that's what we do. And
All ships rise with the tide, and our community benefits, right?
Absolutely, because we come together. Back in the day when it comes to fundraising for nonprofits, they hung on to their donor base. Oh, you can't touch my donor.
Right.
But if you support and outreach and you give, it's a servant's heart. And often you're giving to multiple organizations. Okay, you love your community or the education side, mental health, whatever it is. Supporting the children, supporting our fourth quarter population. We merge together, and it's the servant's heart, and we come together and share those resources because we're good stewards of the resources that come into the nonprofit, and we can stretch a dollar. And with that, we're going to find ways that if I don't have to spend the funds on an event, and I can share some of your resources or some of your black tablecloths, thank you very much, then again, that's more opportunity to go back into the community. So we're all being good stewards. We're all using a lot of those partnerships to be able to leverage, and we're starting to get back together again as executive roundtables and what have you, where we can share. So we're not going to plan against your major fundraiser or one of your major events, and that kind of what brought us here.
I love that you brought that up, because that's exactly it. It's not about us going, those are my funds, or no,
you
these
can't
are my
have
donors.
my
We
donors.
we could do so much more together, right? It's amazing.
Our community. It's really our community.
And I love that the servant's heart is what you said, and that's what it takes to be a nonprofit like yours that are doing these wonderful things. So absolutely appreciate that.
And we have to leverage those opportunities and honor one another.
Well, I love how
we do that well.
Right, we do. We were discussing, because obviously workforce is a challenge in the area, right? We all are looking for people to come and work with us, and we're able to potentially share some of those people, right? If it's part-time for you, it might be part-time for you, and just keeping an eye out and helping each other. You may not be the expert in that area, but in communicating, you may know somebody that could use these services, and it's all about sharing and giving back, right?
And we just did that.
And that's what we're doing.
Yay!
At this
So
junction.
we are very excited to have our first in-person event in more than a year, at least for me. And we have 3 exciting events that are coming together in one day, right? You guys usually do your bowl for kids' sake, right?
Our bowl for kids' sake. Of course, we couldn't do it last year. We put it off like 2 or 3 or 4 times. I don't remember. Of course, 2020 is a blur, but we had to keep putting it off, and then sadly, we just couldn't even do it at all.
Right.
So we
had to be
sat
creative.
down. We had to be creative, and we were
pivot.
like, "How could we do bowling outside?" Well, bowling is kind of like beanbags, right?
Yeah.
So we got together and we were like, let's do a cornhole tournament. So we actually, the chamber several years ago had a cornhole tournament in Old Town.
Right.
And we connected with that gentleman, KB Cornhole, I think is the cornhole. And he got with us and he was like, usually I don't do, fundraisers, but this would be amazing. And we said, okay, so we will try this out in the Verde. So we have had a huge,
great response.
A great response. I mean, everybody's like, yes.
It's going to be an exciting day, right?
Yes, it'll be so much fun. So we got food trucks out there, and they'll be out there while we're having our tournament. So kids can come out and throw beanbags and that kind of thing, but we'll also be having a kind of a serious
the real tournament part, right?
I hear all these offices are having their office challenges out on the cornhole field or whatever you call it. So it's really fun to see everybody kind of coming to light and being excited about that. So.
Cool. And then Patty, United Way does this resource Day of Giving, right? That's an annual event, right?
Actually, it is worldwide.
Worldwide, wow.
Worldwide. It's the same weekend. We can do it on June 21st, but that same weekend, and it's an opportunity, a day of action. So coming into the community and volunteering volunteering and supporting, and so with that, it was a perfect opportunity to not just have the community resource fair in partnership with all of us, but as well doing that donation drive through. And so
that's awesome.
You know, load everything up in trucks and trailers, and you know, host a change drive, for change, and bring it all together. And so it's an opportunity to.
Well, we're at time where we need to take another break, but when we come back, we're going to talk a lot more about the donation drive and the organizations that are benefiting from that and everything else. All right, so we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll teach you some more here.
Thank you.
All right.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Oh, I'm acting all weird. Excuse me. Welcome back to Rediscover the Verde Valley. We just have so much fun here. We laugh in between, and you caught me moving in. So when we left this last segment, we were talking about the donation drive, right, and the great organizations that are benefiting from that. So what are we doing? We're going to be out there at the fairgrounds, right, and in the parking lot area, we will have a section.
Yes.
For donation, so people can drive off or drive through and make their donation. So tell us a little bit more about
Gladly.
The drive.
Gladly, that's why we're here. One big event, or three big events, one big venue.
Right.
So we are, again, we are resourceful. So we're going to use that parking lot as a donation drive-through.
Right.
So we have 6 groups coming together.
Yeah.
If anyone's interested in hosting a change drive or kind of doing any kind of a change, donate, whatever.
Okay, so let's clarify what a change drive is. So
okay, so
I'll get my change.
Yes, your dollars, your change. You know, there's an opportunity. Your monetary
Every
support.
penny helps.
Absolutely, change for change. So we are accepting monetary support, change, dollar bills, you name it.
Right.
So in addition to that, we're looking for, we have clothing
items.
We do,
yeah, for
clothing and soft textiles and that kind of thing. That all benefits Big Brothers Big Sisters, and it goes to Savers down in Phoenix. So we'll have our truck there, and they really actually their whole mission is about supporting Big Brothers Big Sisters throughout Arizona.
Yeah.
So. But our
perfect fit.
Yes, and so all of that money actually stays in Yavapai County if it's raised in Yavapai County.
Right.
So
we're going to do that.
And we are going to do that.
With the community. And in addition to that, with the food drive, we have Old Town Mission.
Right.
So non-perishable, bring those, load up the vehicles with that as well, the clothing, household supplies.
Yes.
In addition to that, the library.
Right. Isn't
a
that cool?
DVD drive.
Right.
You want to get rid of those DVDs? I'm telling you, I think I have
I've got
18,
stacks.
and I may have like 80 some odd. So school supplies.
Right.
Backpacks, any items for, those backpacks.
This really is a one-stop event. Right?
And then our vets and Catholic Charities and supporting, obviously, first aid items, sunscreen. Summer's coming, guys. We need cases of water for our nonprofits and support. So we've got a lot all in one
Right.
big venue, 3 exciting events. So when you come by, drive by, drop off your donations,
Yeah.
head into the community resource fair, make sure you're really engaged because
Right.
competition or
Playing
just do it for
cornhole?
fun.
Right. Yeah. So
yeah.
definitely get your team together. You'll be able to register with AZBigs, right? .org on the website. And the resource fair itself, so that's also going to be indoors in one of the buildings at the fairgrounds, right? And we're going to have a lot of different exhibitors, if you will, or vendors, a wide range. Can you share some of the people we have registered already?
Yeah, we're really excited. Title sponsor is 211 Arizona.
Right.
So that is a great opportunity. I mean, resources in itself. And in addition to them, we're going to have a table. You're going to have a table as well. You have a presence actually in all 3 sections, which is really exciting.
That's good. It's
It
great.
is.
It is because, I mean, families, it's all, everyone's engaged. We have Catholic Charities will be there. We have NACOG.
We have the library as well.
Yes, absolutely. So we're hoping to have health screening.
Right.
I'm not exactly sure.
We've been contacted about that too.
Yeah,
so,
we're
and
finalizing
potential
those.
hearing aids and whatnot too. So I think there's a lot of great interest in that. If you want to register as an exhibitor, you can go to cottonwoodchamberaz.org, and right on the homepage you'll see the link for the community resource fair, and you can actually go ahead and sign up. If you're a nonprofit organization, it's only $35 for a wonderful day. If you're a corporation or a larger business, it's $75. Still very inexpensive, very reasonable for you to come out and help your community. And there are sponsorship opportunities from $250 to up to $1,000. So if you've got any questions about sponsorship or signing up, please reach out to any of us. All of my contact information and all of our contact information is on the Chamber's website as well. Erin, tell us a little bit more about some of your sponsors and highlights in your event.
Yeah, great. So Connolly Electric, Ace Hardware, Coldwell Banker Mabry, Real Estate, Foothills Bank, Bierman Construction. I mean, I can't even say them all.
It's so great that everybody's so ready to get out and do.
They were really bummed about not being able to bowl.
Right.
So they want to come together and have their challenges. We have some cash prizes. It's $90 a team to register. You can go to azbigs.org and find that.
Right.
Your registration also includes $10 to go to one of the food trucks and get lunch.
Oh, nice.
So
right.
that's all included with that.
We didn't talk about that. We are going to have food trucks and stuff out there.
Food trucks,
so great. So you have an option for food.
So I have Zapato's, Into the Fire Pizza, which is like amazing. They're out of, all of them are amazing.
Great.
And Funky Pita so far, but we're adding some more. We're a little early to get,
Right.
some
We
more
still have some time.
We'll have some time
still
for
time to register.
more of those registrations and sponsorships. So a sponsorship, actually, if you want to be a sponsor, you can actually come on, sign up, and for $500 you get a set of boards. You get
with your logo and everything on it. That's amazing, right?
Yes, and they're beautiful. Beanbag set and everything. So,
cool.
And then you also get to come out and play.
Right.
So
it's going to be an amazing day.
Put together your team and
Right.
come out and have your team challenges.
Right.
And they're going to bring all their donations in support of our community.
So,
they're
so
going to go
much
back
to
into
do,
the community, and they're going to bring
find out what the resources are
available.
Yeah, I love it. So, United Way, your website?
Do we have to say
No, we don't have the www.
YavaPaiUnited.org.
Yay. All right. For more information on that, and AZ Biggs as well, and Cottonwood Chamber, az.org. So great. Thank you all for being here. I can't wait till this event, June 19th.
June 19th.
Yes.
9 to 2.
9 to 2.
9 to 2 at the Verde Valley Fairgrounds. So be there or be square, right?
There you go.
Thank you, ladies. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you.